Hello and welcome to Into the Abyss with special guest Roxy King, the mother of dolls. I am your ghost host, Trent Clarno, welcoming you to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hello, Blab. Hello, wherever you are watching from. And here he is, the infamous. How's it going, everybody? So, Roxy, you were telling me that you are the owner of 500 plus haunted dolls. Now, tell me the story. Tell me like how you started, like what interests you, like when you first started becoming a collector of haunted dolls per se.
Well, at first, I didn't just collect haunted dolls. I just collected dolls because I love dolls, and I had a real bad trouble childhood. So when I got older, a little bit older, I was happy that I could start collecting dolls, and then I find out that I that this group I went into, and they helped me out, and they started telling me that you know every dolls that you keep getting have spirits attached to them. And at first I was like, well, I've always been able to see spirits and hear spirits, but I didn't think a spirit could be attached to a doll until I started going into this group called Creepy Dolls Paranormal. So that's when I started collecting more and more dolls, and I just couldn't stop.
That's interesting. So it sort of became more of a fascination or like an infatuation with the idea of haunted dolls in general. And you told me the other day that you were dealing with you also have like haunted objects when it comes to photographs too. And that's
Yes.
another interesting point of view that I think a lot of people have a hard time trying to grasp is that unfortunately uh, that can be a big a big problem is that not many people think that haunted pictures are a legit thing. They don't really think that's legit, and nor do they think haunted objects in general are a legit thing. Me, I'm in between because I haven't seen compelling enough proof, but I haven't seen enough proof to disprove that it's even logical. But the idea of haunted objects, I think, comes from Ed and Lorraine Warren. I mean, those guys are the king and queen of what they did back in the 60s and up until recently. I think Ed died. Lorraine is still living, but she's like out of it. I think she's really old. I think she's like in her early 90s, I want to say, and she's actually really cool. I know somebody that's actually talked to her personally, and she said that you can still get into really good conversations with her about the things that she's picked up. And she's like you. She started off with one, maybe two, maybe three, sort of started small. But then she started noticing things. She started noticing that this object had something attached to it when in certain objects sometimes they can interact with each other and you'd really not know it. And one of the people that I was talking to actually told me that they were dealing with haunted objects, and they try and remove it. Sometimes they can't remove the haunted object because sometimes and it also applies to dolls from what I hear. It also applies to an idea that it's like a Ouija board sometimes. Sometimes it's so haunted that you have certain things attached to it where you have demons, you have inhuman spirits, not just demons in general, but inhuman spirits. You can also have all sorts of different types of spirits in general. You can have, truthfully, I think some dolls, some haunted objects are just have that residual energy like a house would, if that person did consistent um, did a consistent thing throughout his entire life, his or her entire life, it would basically be residual and it would just be a constant. So let's say a toothbrush would have residual energy. Technically speaking, it would, because you would be doing that every day. And that would, I know that's a weird, like, first thing to come to my mind, but if you think about it, a toothbrush logically, yeah, is the first thing that could come to your head when you think about residual energy or leftover energy from the tooth fairy. um, but so tell me, about what's one of your most favorite dolls that you have?
Well, I technically don't have a favorite because I've noticed that if you pick a favorite, then the other ones will get jealous and get really upset, and things will start happening. Like stuff. I had a doll fall off a shelf because I put the doll up there, and I guess the other doll didn't like that doll, so I pushed it off the shelf. So I don't pick a favorite. To me, they're all my favorites.
And like I proclaim to call you, you're the mother of dolls. So, and they do act like, according to what you've been telling me, they do act in a way like you're their mother type thing. And they're all children. They're all. Um, I remember you doing a. I think it was a post a couple weeks ago. You got a new one, and you were saying that it was a 7-year old, I believe. I might be wrong, and it died from, I can't remember the disease. It's right there on the tip of my tongue, but it died from something. It died from like the flu or something, and I thought that was really intriguing because I believe in the same root that a lot of people believe in, that if you die via uncontrollably, if you die in a manner that you can't control, I think you're sort of tormented. Your energy will be left behind without a shadow of a doubt type deal. And that's another big theory that a lot of people sit there and say. And unfortunately, the paranormal is mostly built on theories because we can't grasp on anything just yet. But that's what's cool, because if we bring things to light, if we bring haunted dolls, haunted objects, if we bring poltergeists to light, if we try and help people understand what we are dealing with, they can understand, hey, this is what we're dealing with, this is what you're not dealing with, type deal. um and it comes down to a simple fact that a lot of people, um they're really intriguing because lots of different theories have branched out off of one theory, and many theories are just, it's all over the place. Truthfully, it's all over, it's crazy. And you're going to have people, and I will take questions, guys, as soon as we get done actually doing the interview, so you guys get to know what the dolls are all about and everything. She will show you a little bit about, she will show you some of her dolls that she has picked out. And so the 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 I lost my place because I started reading this $1 million paranormal challenge. Um,
Me too.
I got sidetracked there for a minute. Sorry about that, folks. Um, no, but seriously, you got all sorts of things, and we'll be discussing questions and stuff, guys. So, but so let me ask you real quick, because let me backtrack a little bit, and I didn't really like start off with this question. So tell me about your quote unquote gift. Tell me when's the first time you ever noticed you had like an actual gift?
Well, it's when I was 5 years old, and I started noticing I was playing in my parents' house because I'm adopted, and I was getting to know my um, grandpa and grandma and my folks. in the house. So I was little, and then I started walking through the hallway. Then I noticed this lady in one of the rooms rocking back and forth, knitting like a sweater or something. And at first I was scared, and I didn't know what to think. And then she told me, "Come in, child. You don't need to be afraid. I'm your great great grandmother." And I was just like, "Oh." And so we just sat there, started talking. I don't really remember what all we talked about, but I do remember she told me that I had a gift, that I could see and hear spirits, and I might be able to help them, help the lost souls, and to help them move on with their, go to either the next world or to protect them here in the earth realm. That's what they call them. This is the earthly realm. So, and I know when I was like growing up, I asked my parents if I've ever met this woman, because I saw a picture of her when I was a little bit older, like a freshman in high school. And my parents, mostly my mom, she's like, "Well, that's your great great grandma Thompson." And I go, "Have I met her?" And didn't I meet her when I was 5 years old? And she goes, "No, baby, you didn't meet her, because she died before you could actually meet her." So that's when I started noticing, oh, so what did I see if she was already, that I'd never met her and she was dead? So I kept thinking, well, then she must have been a spirit. So that's when I first noticed I must have had a gift. And then from then, I started noticing more spirits coming to me and hearing them whispering me into my ear and stuff. And there's times where I've told my parents, and they kind of told me I was crazy, kind of thing. So I try to ignore them during the time to pretend they're not there. And then I recently got back, instead of the blockage that was there, I finally started seeing them and hearing them again.
That's interesting. That's in a way, I think that's sort of, I think everybody that has the gift, we can all sort of compare each other and be able to sort of say that we have the same, we have almost the same exact line, but some of us have a different like sub branch, but in a way we have the same line as one another. I believe that certain individuals have a different branch. They have as to finding out that they have the gift. The most common one that I think is interesting is when people, when they're in their kids, when they're, especially if they're in their teenage years, and they all of a sudden have a very life compelling experience where it sets them down, and it's like, wait a minute, did I really see that? Did I not see that? I got to sort of backtrack on myself and try and figure this out. So a lot of people sit here, and that's another problem, because you have people that come to me, come to Jeff, who's in the chat board right now, asking for help when there's people that they don't know what their ability is. They're trying to ask for help. They're trying to look for help, and sometimes they find help in the wrong places. And it's unfortunate that way, because if you don't have the right people to guide you and to figure out what your gift is and how to use it and all that type of stuff, um, you got all sorts of different things, and it applies to what I was saying about theories too. You have all sorts of different theories, but in a way, we all believe, and you'll have all sorts of type of skeptics and stuff like that as to this. And I guarantee you, somebody right now in the chat room, other than the 5 people that are watching, I bet you there are some other people that are watching or something, or that they're watching this after it's been recorded, because they can watch it after it's been recorded. They think we're crazy. But as we progress this interview, they'll sort of see that maybe there's something. So keep your mind open as we get further into this interview. And as she's showing us the dolls and giving us the dolls' history, just be sure to know that some of this stuff is not confirmed by me. This is just a strict interview to Roxy and to to learn about her and her dolls. Um, so so why don't we talk about one of your dolls? Let's see one of your dolls real quick, and let's learn about one of them real quick, and we'll learn the history. We'll learn everything about it that you can pick up, that you have done research on. If there's any research that you do into your process as to finding out the background of a certain doll or whatever. So I'm not 100% because truthfully, I don't like dolls. I don't try and do any research on them. I'm just like Jeff and Michelle in the chat room. I don't like dolls. I have an extreme phobia of dolls because unfortunately, as a paranormal investigator, I encounter lots of dolls, but you know what? I'm okay with this because the doll is not like right in front of me. It's right in front of me via video, so it doesn't do as much damage. So I can deal with that. It might creep me out a little bit, but still. Anyway, so tell us about.
Okay. This one is Megan. So I initially bought her off of eBay from a seller, and I just bought her because there's something about her that I was like, I gotta get this doll. And then when I got her, I found out her name was Megan, and then she's 6 years old, and she died in a car crash in 1971. And usually when I do my research, because there's times where I even ask them questions, and I usually use like a pendulum or a K2 meter, and then just have the lights just go off when I ask them questions.
So you sort of you do the same exact version as to practically using a Ouija board or anything like that without using the Ouija board. You're sort of you yourself are investigating the dolls as you're collecting them. So you're not they're not permanently staying. They're not they're not they're more as and you're the mother of the dolls, but you know it comes down to you're also researching them. You're trying to figure it out because you know don't go there. Don't start saying it's going to start winking. No, don't start doing that. Don't start saying that, Michelle. It's just really intriguing because what your research process is the same way as a paranormal investigator when I am. Will you stop, guys, in the chat room? For those of you that are watching, there's people in here that are saying that the eyes are winking, that they swear that are winking, but I don't see it. So I'm anyway. Stop it. Oh my goodness. No, but you know, I think it comes down to the way that you're finding out the information is the same way that I would find out information about a location that has absolute no written history. Like for an example, there's an insane asylum. Actually, it's bulldozed now, but there was an insane asylum about a year ago here in Albuquerque. It was in the North Valley, and there was some written history about it, not a whole lot. Like there wasn't a whole lot, and a lot of people were unfortunately either jailed or whatever because it was owned by several different people, and it was a bad situation in general. People tried to figure out the history, but unfortunately, like I was saying, there's no written history. So nobody knows who the people that are buried on the property are. Nobody knows anything if they're related to those certain people or anything like that. And so it comes down to, as paranormal investigators, when it comes to haunted objects and haunted places in general, we do the same thing. We try and figure out what is the good what are good questions? What are questions that we need to ask? How did you die? How did you do this? Type deal. And all that types of things that you can do for the investigations. And then you have people that will constantly try and bash you, that will try and sit here and say, oh, you're just you're fake, you're a fraud, you're so full of it. But here's the thing is that you know what, the videos that I've seen on your YouTube channel are actually pretty. Some of them are pretty compelling. Um, Now, this is one request, and I would love to see this because it would just prove to me that it means that. And I'm not saying that, I'm just sort of, like I said in the beginning, I'm sort of a skeptic, but I'm sort of not at the same time. I'm in between 100%. I'm not going to stick to a certain thing because when it comes to haunted objects and dolls, I don't know. I think my brain just refuses to want to believe in them because that would be creepy as hell. And you know, but I would love to see you take one of your dolls like outside away from the house and do like a post on YouTube to prove to the people that think that you're fake or anything, away from the house, away from any electrical lines. Just turn the K2 on and make sure that there's nothing electrical around you that is giving an EMF field off, and just start asking questions. And then if the K2 is going off by itself with nothing being around, there might be some issues. There might be some there might be some like legitimacy to that, there might be some major legitimacy. But like I said, you're going to have people that are going to try and say that you're wrong and stuff like that. But I believe you because, like I said, some of the videos are very compelling. Um, have you ever, you should get a millimeter when you get the chance because millimeters are pretty accurate too, and they can also tell temperature. Those things are pretty cool. Or do you have one?
No, I don't have one. All I have is the K2 meter and then a pendulum. There's times where I have used my phone has like a ghost box. There's times where I've used that and try to get information on the spirit.
Interesting. That's a interesting. I'm gonna make people have really bad dreams tonight. Hey,
Well,
dogs, stop, stop, stop. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. My dogs were just freaking out, so I had to step away for a second. Um, no, I'm not afraid of the dark, but my dogs are because that's how they are. Um, no, but like I was saying, I swear you're just keeping that doll up just to torment me and everybody else, aren't
I
you?
was. She's having fun. She likes to be center of attention.
Oh, she's the one that likes to be center of attention. So show us one that doesn't like to be the center of attention.
Okay.
Show us the one that likes to screw with the camera.
Um,
Look at this, we're already glitching.
I believe it's Jane that doesn't really like to be filmed. Um, um, I had, and actually, I just found out that Jane actually has another spirit attached to her. So there's also a second spirit in here named Tara. And Jane is 8 years old, and she came from New Orleans, and her death was from an abduction. So she was kidnapped and then murdered. Yeah,
Interesting.
very.
So I'd like to know, dogs, will you stop it? I'd like to know. That's weird. Do you have music playing?
Probably.
Jeff, stop it. Don't start talking about that. Okay? No. Oh my God, Brody, stop it. What are you barking at anyway? Anyway, so like I was saying, I think it's really intriguing that Jeff, don't rest your case. Go away. um, no, but I think it's really intriguing that you started out young, and then you basically went into a whole like fascination with the idea of um, haunted dolls, and then haunted objects as to photographs.
Yes. I um I started noticing other people were talking about old photographs, and I always for some reason, I always like from the 1800s or the 1700s old pictures from way back in the day. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to start collecting them and then see anything happen. So I started collecting them, and then I took them out and tried the K2 meter, and it turns out some of the pictures I have, the K2 meter goes off.
Interesting. That's extremely like interesting actually, because I think like I was saying that haunted doll collectors and haunted object collectors in general, I think um, do the same thing. As I think we're all sort of in the same um, boat because we're trying to figure out um, we're trying to figure out the true processes as to trying to figure out what the paranormal is, and we're trying to figure out also in a way um, what we need to do to help the public understand. I agree, Jeff. The music is eerie, just a bit. It adds on a creep factor to my show. And you know what? I will tell you right now, this is my first show ever. It will get better as it progresses on, as to we get more shows. So it will get progressively better. But I thought I'd start off with something extremely intriguing as to haunted dolls because I think haunted objects in general, because I want to be able to understand them, because that's one thing in the paranormal that I have yet to understand. I do not understand haunted objects at all. I've tried to do research, I've tried to understand it, but I mean, there's many different theories about haunted objects and dolls in general. And I think that when it comes down to certain objects, I think, yes, it could be possibly residual energy. I think, yes, it could be possibly all sorts of different stuff. So, it comes down to it's just, yeah, I love you too, Jeff. It comes down to several different theories that when it comes down to residual and all this other stuff, I think it's extremely intriguing that um, haunted dolls in the past decade and haunted objects just in general have become a fascination with America. Actually, I think that it's pretty interesting that, and in general, the public. I'm saying America, all around the world, and I think that it's because of this stuff. Because in the past decade, we can definitely say that the paranormal investigators, we have um, made much advances. We have found out a lot of stuff that we didn't know 20 years ago. And even last year, we found out information that we didn't know 10 years ago. But we're still making advances, but we're still considered a pseudoscience, unfortunately. So we're still looked at every single time, everything that's considered paranormal, haunted dolls, poltergeist, um, haunted books, which are actually a thing. Those are interesting because there's a case that I read about. I don't know how true it is, but apparently over in England there were some dolls that were flying out of bookshelves, and there was no reported ghosts because this was the only thing that would happen the uh, in the house. It would fly, the books would fly off the bookshelves and stuff like that. But it would only be certain ones, and it'd be the same night at the same day every time, once a year, and they would fly out. It's really sort of all over the place. But um, I think because of the movies, the TV shows, um, there has been a major fascination with the paranormal, and we are in a way to thank, but we are also in a way not to thank because the TV shows and the movies have basically bashed us in a way. The TV shows have made us look like fools, some of us, uh, and some of us do care enough about that. I mean, the The Conjuring. Let's talk about that movie for a second. The Conjuring was an interesting movie because a lot of it was actually fictionalized. Most of that story that the Conjuring actually did tell was actually fictionalized. There was only about a 25% that was actually legit. And this was from Lorraine Warren. Now, we don't know if that's true or not. I'm not bashing her in any way. I respect Ed and Lorraine completely. But I'm saying that, I think it comes down to maybe the possibility that, it could be that. And it's sort of a healthy obsession. I think the paranormal obsession that the public has developed has has made more has made our job a little bit easier in a way. So why don't you show us some more dolls, Roxy, and tell us their history?
Okay. This one's Brandon, and he's 6 years old. He's actually best friends with Megan. They became really close friends. And he died from a heart defect, born with a bad heart. And he likes to play jokes on people.
Oh, so he's the jokester. He's the uh he's the
Yeah.
uh he's the kidder. I'm gonna mess around with you. So hey Jeff, I found a doll for you. There's your doll right there. There's the doll that you need. I think
um
go ahead.
and I just saw a question, and I just want to say this doll I got actually from a haunted doll collector who sells them once in a while, and her name is AJ, and she has a site called AJ's Haunted Dolls. So this is one of the dolls that I bought from her.
Can't believe that there's actually a market for it though. I think that's what's a little crazy is there's actually a legitimate market for haunted dolls.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a that I'm not saying that it's crazy or all, but I think it's a little it's just I'm sort of shocked that there's actually a market where there's people that are selling them that they actually will pay money for haunted dolls. I think that's just funny. Like it's sort of ironic. You think that it wouldn't happen, sort of. I don't know. It's just sort of caught me off guard there. I never would have thought that there's like a legit market. So I wonder if there's like the same legitimate market as there is to um, as to haunted objects or haunted photographs. If there's like an actual market for that.
Um, I'm not sure about the. Some might sell the pictures, but most of the time I get pictures from people who didn't even know there was even spirits attached to them. Even the dolls that I bought, like from eBay or from like there's times where I would go to Goodwill and buy just a doll because I like the doll, and then found out it has a spirit attached to it. So it doesn't really matter where you get them, but somehow the spirit seems to follow me anyway.
That's just really intriguing. Have you okay, so let me ask you this because Michelle just actually put something that just made me have a really good question. Have you ever found anything at Goodwill?
I have actually there's a doll here that I actually did buy at Goodwill. I just bought her because I thought she was very beautiful, And then I just found out after I was playing with her, I was brushing her hair because that's what I do with my dolls. I brush their hair. And I started noticing like she was changing her faces at me. And then I was like, okay. And then I decided to turn on the K2 meter and started noticing the K2 meter was going off of her. And then I started talking with her and finding more information about her.
That's interesting. I do agree with you, Jeff. That would be a doll's hell. That would being in Goodwill, without a shadow of a doubt. So I would assume, Roxy, you rescued that one for sure.
Yes. Well, that's what I would think that I'm doing, especially when I get them off of eBay and stuff. Because when I tell the sellers, "Did you know your doll has a spirit attached to it?" They're like, "Oh, well, I don't know. I never experienced anything." Or some say, yeah, I experienced something, like something was going on, but they didn't really get what was really going on because they didn't believe in, spirits. So it's kind of like, okay.
It's interesting. So have you ever found any, like, what's the most strangest place you've actually gotten one of your dolls from?
Well, I don't think I have a strangest place because, like I said, most of the time I either get it from haunted dog collectors that most of the time they sell them once in a while, or I get them off of eBay or Goodwill. And there's one time I have bought a doll from Listia and found out there was a spirit attached to those dolls.
Interesting. That's really interesting. So we're going to allow one person in here to ask either a question or do what they want. If they want to comment or if they, we're going to allow one person in here. So if one person wants to go ahead and jump in and ask either a question or a couple of questions, they can feel free to. And we got Jeff from Grave Concerns out of Clovis, New Mexico. And I can't see him. And nothing, apparently. All right, so we got Michelle in now. Let's see if we can actually talk to Michelle. I guess not. I guess we're having some issues or something. Either that or one of your dolls isn't letting these people want to come in, so.
Well, like I said, sometimes some of them like to play jokes or they just don't want to have their face shown or.
There we go. There is Michelle. How are you doing, Michelle?
Hi, guys. Hi,
Hello.
Roxy. Hey, what's the most haunted doll you have?
Like what's the most experience I have in a doll?
You can. Which doll do you think is the most haunted, and how, and the most experience you've had with that doll? Yes.
Well, there's one doll that I had trouble trying to find out her name, but I'm not showing her today. But she gave me such a bad migraine for 2 weeks.
Why won't you show her?
And it was just strong. She just had a strong energy about her that I just kept getting sick every time I would hold her. And then I showed a picture of her to help out with my other friends to get any information on her because she just didn't want to talk to me. And then even they said that they had a real bad migraine. They can't take it. First, they thought she was like a evil entity doll, but then they started saying, and then I started saying, no, I don't think I get anything evil from her or anything bad from her. I just know she has a strong energy. And then I had one of my friends that I look up to, she said to just talk to her and say, hey, you need to tone down your energy because it's really making me sick, making me feel ill and have real bad migraines. And after that, I haven't had a bad migraine or feel sick around her at all.
Is she in that room with you now?
She's in the room right now. She's like in the crib right now with a whole bunch of other dolls.
Okay.
So, but she's in there, and I know she's pretty old because she's like a compost doll, and she's like falling apart.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna get off. Hang up. Hang up. I don't know what to do here. Darn it. Okay. Do what you need.
There we go. I helped you out there. You coming in, Jeff? What's going on here? Uh-oh. Hey, Tiffany, would you like to come in and ask a question? Would anybody else like to come in and ask a question? Yay, nay? Okay. So, Roxy, Tiffany asked, how many dolls do you have approximately right now? Because I know that you've gotten much more since the last time we've actually touched up on how many dolls you have.
Yeah, I have over 500 dolls.
It's crazy.
And I have more coming too. I just take
Oh,
yeah,
God.
like, I can't stop buying them, and it is like I have no more room in this room that I have them all in, and a lot of people are scared of them, so I can't have them in other parts of the house. So they're just all in my room.
Well, that's when you make a special room in the attic and like a really like absolute badass like room, and you're like, you make them all like put up on display or something. That's when it usually works out.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking of doing, or either that or like have a museum, like build like a place where I could just have all my dolls there, and then I'll go visit them, and then they could be shared with other people too.
Huh. Hey, we're trying to get Jeff in here from Grave Concerns. We're still sort of trying to figure this out. Or at least he is, I think. I think he's trying to figure out what's wrong. Is there anybody else in here? Should have that's a good way to make money. There you go, Roxy. There's a good way to make money. Do a tour, so that way you're giving the attention to your dolls, other than from your kids, of course, and then you're giving them the attention that they want, because they're all kids and they all need attention. You can't sit here and continuously give attention to 500 plus dolls.
Yeah, it's very hard to give them all attention. Even some start getting really upset and mad because I don't give them enough attention. And so it's good to have other people try to give them attention, because it's very hard for me to give all of them one-on-one time.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us about another one of your dolls?
Okay. Okay, this one is the one I bought from Goodwill. This is Vanessa. She's 16 years old. And she was from the 1800s to the 1840s. And she was a young bride, and she was murdered on the day she was about to get married.
Wow, that's pretty screwed up. That sucks.
Yes, very.
That's extremely
She wouldn't tell
unfortunate.
me who murdered her, but she just said that she was murdered, and that's why she picked this one because it was in a wedding dress, kind of like in a wedding dress.
Well, that's a good sign, I think.
Yes, there's one thing, some of them they tell me like I'd be holding them and I'll be spending time with them, and then there'll be times where stuff just pops in my head like a name and then a age, and then there's also times where they actually
Okay, I
where
don't know
they
if you can
enter
see
my
me.
dream.
Trent, I'm getting the same crap that you got
Looking to you
earlier as
just
far as it
fine, Jeff.
says
Actually, you're coming in
unable
high
to make a
definition
connection,
from
etc.,
Clovis, New
blah, blah, blah.
Mexico.
My question is, and she can answer in chat since I can't see you, or you can answer in chat. Will these dolls protect you on a paranormal investigation? If we took these dolls on a paranormal investigation, and I'm not just saying bought one for protection, but I'm saying honestly made friends with these dolls, cared for these dolls, took care of them like they're a child. If we want an investigation and we were attacked by an entity, would they stick up for us? Could they stick up for us? And would they be able to protect us? That's a question I have. Okay, so I'll disconnect now if you got my question. I'm going to refresh your page. If you'll answer it in chat, I would appreciate it. Thanks. And Trent, you're doing an excellent job, buddy.
Did you hear that, Roxy?
Yeah. Do I just talk or do I type it up? It's hard.
I
to type
don't
it
know.
up.
Why don't you do both? Why don't you do both? And or actually, Jeff, are you still in the chat? Are you back in?
I don't think he is because I haven't seen him. It says he's back in, or I don't know.
Are you back in, Jeff, or no? So, but yeah, I mean, if you want to go ahead and tell, because that was sort of an intriguing question. Actually, that was a question that actually appeared in my head.
Actually, I've never taken them out to other places because because around here there's not many haunted places where I live. It's a small town, and most of these people don't believe in that kind of stuff. So there's no haunted places where I live. So unless I go to a cemetery and bring them, but I've never done that yet. But I have had a spirit twice. Actually, I was having a dream, and one of the spirits were actually showing me how they die, and I literally woke up choking, coughing, like I couldn't breathe, and I was like, I kept trying to catch my breath, but I remember feeling a cold hand on my arm shaking me, like telling me to wake up, wake up. So, and there's twice that has happened to me. So yes, the spirit has protected me when I was sleeping and choking when I was having the dream, when another spirit was trying to tell me how they died, and they were protecting me, telling me to wake up so before I won't choke in my sleep.
Well, I guess that is sort of protecting. I mean, technically they have the right to protect you because you're watching over them and you're protecting them. You're making sure that nothing bad happens to them, type thing. So I guess they have the right to protect you. I mean, I think that's only fair.
Yeah, and I've had friends that they actually do take haunted dolls to investigations, and they say that they've actually helped them with their investigation, especially if it's a little girl. They'll talk to the other little girl spirit, and they have got great stuff on the K2 meter and a recorder, the EVP recorder of the two actually interacting with each other. So I know it works. I just haven't done it yet.
That would be really, actually, that would be like extremely fascinating to capture is two completely different voices and interacting with each other and knowing that it's like a specific doll or something like that. Like I'd like to set up like a DVR system just in the room, just have all 4 cameras in all 4 corners and just sort of try and make like some type of game plan as to just letting it run throughout the entire night. So if they move or if they are interacting with each other, that would be actually extremely intriguing as from a science aspect, trying to capture something on camera or some type of proof. That would be really cool, though. So why don't you go ahead and show us another doll? Let's see another doll.
This is the doll I was telling you about yesterday, where this actually dog kind of came up about Chucky. That they thought of this doll, and then they're thinking about Chucky kind of thing on this one, and this is called the good doll. And this one, his name is Leo, and he's 10 years old. He actually was playing a baseball game, and a ball got into the street. He ran for the ball. A car hit him. And that's how he died. And he actually, I don't know if he makes noises. I have 2 other ones like him, but they're different spirits. And they make noises. Like they actually talk. They're talking dolls. They're mechanical. I don't know if let me show you. They're mechanical, and they have like a back that's full of a battery. It's supposed to make him talk, but I don't think this one could talk right now. I have a other one, he could talk. Either that or his batteries are dead. Because he'd be talking at nighttime without me even moving his arm. And he'll be saying some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's actually a troublemaker too. These kind of dolls that most people have, they like to play tricks on people and be kind of mean.
Just so everybody knows, I'm not laughing. I'm trying not to freak out because that one's absolutely positively creepy. Straight up. Okay. So just so that way people know, I'm not laughing. I'm just trying to keep.
What? You want him to say hi?
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to keep some type of composure, but it's not working. Oh man, I am tormenting myself as we speak. So let's go ahead and learn. I want to learn about another doll. Let's go ahead next doll.
Okay, this is Macy. She's best friends with Jane. And she didn't really want to talk about her death. She didn't tell even the owner of her, because I bought her from another haunted doll collector. And she sometimes sells them once in a while because she actually has more dolls than me. She has like over, I think, 1,000 or 2,000 spirit dolls in her house. And this is Macy. So she didn't want to tell her, but she's 10 years old. But she doesn't like to tell anybody how she died. But to me, I feel like it was something very bad happened to her. And most spirits, when something very bad happens to them, they really don't want to talk about it.
Almost truthfully, I will be strictly honest. I'm getting sort of like a different type of vibe. I'm actually getting the vibe that she had something tragic happen. It was some type of like physical abuse. That's what I'm getting. That's what I feel.
It could be. Because like I said, I got something bad happened to her. I just know something really bad happened to her. But I know, because most of these dolls are some dolls that I get that are get abused by other parents. And that's how they died. The parents abused them or killed them that way. And I think the reason why they follow me is because I know I was abused as a child too. So they like could relate to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. We got Jeff Chesterton in, and I'm gonna let him in. And if you got an interesting question to go ahead and ask, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks for trying, Jason. Did put his cards in the reader. Thanks for trying. See that hand though?
Hello.
A little pot there for Jason.
Hello, Jeff. How are you? Do you have a question?
I actually I have a question in regards of disposing of certain entities that have possessed me as of 5 months ago. How would one go about doing that?
Wait, what? Can you ask the question again?
How would one dispose of specific entities within oneself?
Why don't you
Like you're saying, like a demon,
Yeah.
or like an evil spirit.
you need to get a priest. Honestly, I will be brutally honest. You need to get a priest. You need to get a hold of you also need to get a hold of a paranormal investigator that can that is in your local area. Look in your local areas and try and figure some stuff out. And they will investigate the house because they got to figure out if it's the house or if it's you. Because sometimes it can actually be the house.
I don't want
and
to
you
be
think
put
it's
into a psychic ward because I think I'm pretty normal.
No. That's not what I'm saying. If you contact the paranormal investigators, if you try and contact a priest, you can probably help yourself to that.
I don't understand in what ways he would be able to help me. It's they only come out when it's when I'm at my weakest, like when I'm emotionally distressed or I'm having troubles falling asleep. I feel paralyzed and they take over, and sometimes I end up doing stuff that's more of a compulsive act and less of an act of free will where they make me do stuff. I just
Well then, now have ever had any of them hurt you?
no, but I'm afraid that it could be the other way around where I go out and hurt somebody else. It's gotten to the point where I would mix stuff in my refrigerator and I would shuffle them up in I would switch the items between shelves at night, and without realizing I was doing that until my sister woke up at night and heard the rumbling noises and screamed. I wasn't sleepwalking. That's the problem.
What I'm going to suggest to you is go on to paranormalsocieties.org, like Michelle had posted in the chat. And find a local paranormal group that can help you. They can actually direct you and give you the right path or direct you towards somebody that can actually help you. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to stick you in a psych ward. No, they will actually help you. You just got to find out. Now, if you want, you can message me on Facebook, Paranormal Investigator Trent Clarno, or Unknown Abyss Para Radio, or Unknown Abyss. You can find me on there. So if you want to contact me there, I can probably try and track down somebody to help you.
I've been trying to suppress my my sexuality for some time. I do deviate sexually towards homosexual behaviors, and I've woken up at 4 a.m. last night, realizing that one of my fingers was inside my butthole, and
That's weird. I don't hear him nor see him. and I think
As a Christian,
he just glitched out. Yep, he glitched out.
Okay,
That was weird.
hang on. I gotta charge my battery. Oh boy, hang on. Okay, there we go.
Wow, we got quite a bit of people watching live right now. We got 11 people watching. This is interesting. This is just getting good now. This is really, really cool. So tell us about another dog. Please go ahead.
Okay. This is my Ventriloquist doll. Kind of looks like Slappy from the Goosebumps. I usually don't get these kind of dolls because some of these dolls tend to have bad negative energy, and evil spirits have took some. I've known evil spirits like to attend to these kind of dolls. So I usually don't, but this one had me, and I just had to get him. His name is Stanley. He's 45 years old. And at first I thought he was a negative one, but it turns out it's just his life was always negative. He was an alcoholic. He smoked. He cheated on his wife. So he was always negative. And now since I put him next to my other dolls that are like, I told him, why don't you watch out for them? And maybe in the afterlife you could change your ways and be a better person or a better, spirit. And somehow I don't get any bad vibes from him anymore. He's actually happier than he was before. So, and I've had friends actually come over and actually say that he winks at them. So there has been other people experience with Stanley that he's winked. I've smelled cigarette smoke, so I know when he's around because I smell cigar smoke.
That's definitely interesting, and I do know that those dolls do have the tendency to get the negative vibes. Most ventriloquist dolls or whatever figures, I don't know what you want to like label them as, they usually do get the negative appearance because there's been so much against them in particular rather than, a normal baby doll or something like that. So that is extremely interesting. So yes, to a certain extent, sometimes ventriloquist dolls do get bad raps, extreme bad raps. So, you know what? That one's not as creepy as the other one. That's for sure. I can definitely tell you that. That one's definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, is definitely not as creepy as the past one. The other one was just like, I just no, I'm okay with this. This I can deal with. I can deal with these types of dolls. I can deal with ventriloquist dolls. I can't deal with baby dolls that make noise when I walk down an aisle at Walmart and they laugh. No, I will have a panic attack and I will run and I will be looked at like I'm crazy. But that's really cool.
Yeah, that's the only dummy that I have, which is funny because when I was younger, I remember asking my mom to actually get me one of them, like a wooden one though, but they could never find one at the time when I was little, so I never got one.
Oh, that's cool. That is really, really cool. Like, I mean, I think that all dolls or haunted objects have the possibility. Like, I mean, this pen could be a haunted object if I used it enough and it just became residual energy. I think it comes down to that. So So let's see. Let's see another doll. I'm sort of on a fascination kick right now. I'm sort of fascinated at this point.
Okay. Hey, this one is Dee Dee. She's 3 years old. She was there was a earthquake, and then a stack of books fell on top of her, and she was accidentally killed.
Hmm.
And I actually have this one actually on my YouTube channel too, lighting up the K2 meter. She's very playful. And I got her also from AJ's Haunted Dolls.
It's actually a pretty one. Not gonna lie. It's actually sort of a pretty one. Not creepy, but
Yeah,
like sort of pretty.
she's very cute. She's like a sleeping baby.
Like pretty is what she is. She's pricky, like pricky. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of a word to combine with pretty and creepy at the same time. Sort of funny. Um, apparently there's a lots of lag going on with several people. So, but let's see. We've been doing that. We've actually been sitting here with this interview for at least an hour at this point. So I think this is really cool because, you know, I'm gonna as my shows will start getting more progressively better and stuff like that, and eventually I'll have like some really like massive guests. But I think that like for my first like 20 or 30 guests, I'm gonna do like people that aren't very recognized, that aren't on the same level as like for say the people from Taps or anything like that. So, but yeah, it's really cool. And so let's see. So let's say you had somebody come up to you and be like, pardon the language, everybody, but you're full of shit, right? What proof? What proof would you have otherwise to show them else, other than the YouTube videos? What type of proof could you provide to the people that say that you're full of it? You know.
That I'm full of. Well, I usually, because usually people can't really see proof until they actually maybe see the doll or they feel the doll. Because I've had people say, "Oh, I don't believe in spirit dolls and this and that," and usually the time I just tell them, "Well, that's okay because they don't believe in you." Because at least these dolls that have a spirit attached to them, they'll know that I'm there for them, that I'll protect them. Because I even have someone living with me that totally hates them, always calls them freaky or scary, evil little demons. And I just tell them after someone says that about them, I go, you know what? They're just jealous because they don't know what you are and what you do, and you just gotta ignore what other people are trying to tell you.
That's definitely true. Sometimes you just have the people that are just pure haters that are just going to sit here and completely bombard you with negativity, and you just got to sort of brush them off to the side and be like, no. And then that next person that's behind the person with the negativity is going to be, you know, the person that has like a very logically good answer or a question to something or a theory that they come up with in their own process. And yeah, I think negative people need to, you know, at least be open-minded. If you're going to be, you know, watching this or anything like that, at least be open-minded. I mean, you don't want to attribute to the negativity. So All right, so show us another doll. Let's go for another one.
Okay. This might be the doll you might have been talking about. That I had, because she's 7 years old. Her name's Amanda, and she died from leukemia.
Yes, that's the one I was talking about. That's the one you just posted the other day, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I posted also with the K2 meter going off too on her. And which was very high. And she has a lot of energy on her too. She's very playful. I'm not sure if she's going to be shy to you right now, but I could tell she really wanted attention.
Interesting. So let me ask, how can you tell that she wanted attention?
Well, when I got her out of the box, when I opened her, and then I was getting because usually I get my camera going and videotape, and then the K2 mirror just magically, I have the K2 there, and then it doesn't go off or nothing, and then all of a sudden when I get her out, and I'm like, oh, well, and usually I tell them, well, welcome home to your new home, and the K2 meter will start going off, and I'd be like, this is going to be your new home now. You're going to be loved. You're going to be taken care of, and I just want you to know that no one's going to harm you, and you're going to make tons and tons of friends here. And then after I usually do that, and I wait till after the video is done, because the K2 mirror will be going off when I ask her certain questions. And then I usually go around and start introducing my spirit dolls to other spirit dolls to say, hey, look, welcome home. This is this. Like, I would say their name and tell them that this is going to be your friends to play with.
Okay, am I on? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Okay, that doll that likes to play jokes.
Yes.
I'm not going to say anything bad, but I'm telling you, that little thing got a hold of me. I'm telling you. Let me tell you what all I had to do just to get on. I don't have a firewall. I have a natural firewall, but Firefox was working great. So I was listening to y'all. All of a sudden, I go to totally full block. So I restart Firefox 4 times. Didn't work. I actually went to Edge 3 times. Didn't work. Copy and pasted. It erased my Twitter password that I reset literally not less than 10 minutes before the show started. I had to install Chrome to even get in here. The little man, it ain't funny.
Wow. That's crazy, though.
I'm telling you, man, it was right after Trent. Exactly. I mean, the moment you said, oh, there's a doll for you. Laugh it up, fat boy.
You're the one to talk, right, Jeff?
Jesus. So did you get my original question? I was just curious. I don't know if you answered it or not.
Yes, I answered it.
Okay. Can you do a JCPenney special version? The question I have is, basically what I was asking, let's say for the sake of argument, I have a doll that I befriend. I honestly talk to it, take care of it, etc., whatever. I take it with me everywhere as I would any child. All right. When we go to St. Anthony's, geez, where am I going? St. James, wherever I'm going. Yeah, St. James. Now, if something, actually an entity attacked me, would this thing actually defend me? I mean, do they even do that? Are they like children entities in the aspect of they're like, they will protect you because they're basically, and I hate to use this term, but good Lord, forgive me, Lord, like a dog in the aspect of they look after their master. In other words, because you are their parent, they will do anything like a normal child to protect you. Would they do that?
Well, like I said before, I've never taken him out anywhere. Just I have him just at the house, but I have went to bed, had a dream, a very dream where this other spirit was telling me how they died, and I had a spirit literally wake me up because I felt a cold arm on my a cold hand on my arm, and it was a child's hand because it was very small and it was cold to the touch, and they were literally shaking me awake, and I was waking up starting to choke, like I was literally choking and I couldn't catch my breath, like I couldn't breathe. And that happened to me twice, but with a different dream. But yes, they do. I feel like they were trying to tell me to wake up. You're choking. Wake up from this bad dream. So in a way, they do protect you.
Okay, can they remove themselves from the body at will? In other words, can they come out of the doll body whenever they
You
want?
mean leave the vessel?
Say again?
Yes, they can leave the vessel. I've had spirits leave their vessel to go with me. One time I was shopping at a grocery store. I was at the, those freezers, you open the door and you
Right.
grab something in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did that. I opened one up. There's nobody next to me. I opened one up. I closed it. When I turned around, they all just open up and shut all at once. And I'm just standing there like, what just happened? I just saw the door open and shut real fast. And I know I didn't do it. And I checked behind there to see if maybe somebody was behind the freezer. You know how they go in there and put stuff in the freezers and put their drinks or whatever that they have in there. I didn't see anybody behind there. And it totally kind of freaked me out until I asked one of my friends, and he goes, didn't you know that was one of your spirit kids were playing a joke on you? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that's embarrassing because I didn't want them to think I was like losing it. So I've had spirits follow me.
He's laughing at me in my head right now. I'm telling you. He's saying, "Oh yeah, it's really funny."
Yes, and they said I started noticing. I think it's mostly my trickster kids that like to follow and to play jokes.
Don't even mention trickster. Oh God.
No, don't mention that word. That's like poison in the ear for Jeff.
Let me ask you my last question, and I'll back down. And Trick can explain the trickster thing. The average person, all right? How do you? Let's say I wanted to obtain a haunted doll, right? Now eBay, needless to say, there's hundreds of listings. How do you know what to believe, what not to believe? Do you ask for papers, history? I mean, are there pedigrees, or you know what I mean? How do you know you're not getting scammed? Do you know if you're not getting scammed?
Well, for one thing, I know I'm not getting scammed because I could actually sense the spirits in the doll.
Right, but for the average person like me, or
for the average people, I would say I would actually ask around. Ask if, hey, have you ever know this person who sells this doll, and check out, see if there's good what comments that people say about them. Like, for instance, when I tell everybody about AJ's Haunted Dolls, she actually been on quite a few radio shows, and she's actually been on TV that shows her dolls. I don't know if you guys ever watched Storage Wars. She's actually in that show. Yes, and that's how I know that she's a variable trustworthy, because she actually works with them just as much as I work with mine. That she works with them, talks to them, get all the information, and she doesn't sell them like right away. She waits months and months of spending time with them. So I know that's what you got to look out for. See how much they are actually, what other people are selling, that the people who bought from them, what they're telling you, saying, hey, I've experienced this with that doll from that seller.
Well,
and
go ahead. I apologize. I've got lag, and I do apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Forgive me.
It's okay. And and just ask other people and also go into your own tuition. Like, this person said this and they're good stuff, so maybe this is a good person. It's kind of like a gamble on some things too. But there's actual people actually gives out a site that's in one of the groups I'm in that actually tell you which people you would want to buy from.
Now, are there
and not to buy from?
Let me ask you this. Let's say, just for the sake of argument, right? I'm not trying to buy one of your dolls, but just for the sake of argument, let's say I wanted to buy a doll, and I said I want to buy a doll. Now, would dolls in general, not only you, but any dolls in general, will the dogs talk to you and actually say, I like him, I don't like him, I don't want to go with him, I do want to go with him? Can dolls bond to certain people because they like things about certain people other than, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like if you're buying a doll, would that owner of the doll currently say, yeah, I don't want to go with that guy, he's fat, white, and bald, I mean, that type of thing. I mean, shut up, Trent. So what I'm saying, do they have their likes and dislikes in the aspect of who they like for no reason whatsoever, that before you sell them off?
Well, I've known experience when I buy certain dolls, they usually do say, hey, do you want to go with her? And then they usually say yes, and that's how they come to me. But I've actually have adopted out some spirit dolls of my own, because some of them are not very happy. Like I said, they want more attention. They want more one-on-one kind of a person, and they don't want to be with a whole bunch of 500 or more dolls. They want maybe be with someone with only 1 or 2 spirit dolls, or so. And I usually do ask them, well, do you want to go with this person? I asked with the pendulum, and I asked, do you want to go? And there's times where I ask, do you want to leave? Do you want to go to a new home where someone could give you more attention than I can't give you right now? And they usually tell me, yes, I want to move on to a new home, or yes, I would like to go to this person. So and I only adopt out some of my dolls unless they actually tell me I want to leave here. But I haven't adopted that many dolls out because no one wants to leave here.
Trent, you know how my luck runs. My luck, if I adopted a doll, I would get a spirit of a grumpy midget or somebody with Tourette's. I guarantee you somehow I would wake up in the middle of the night and be kicked in the legs. That would be my luck, or bit. I mean, I'm telling you, I have horrible luck. Seriously.
Oh, God, Jeff.
I'm telling you, you think I'm kidding. I mean, look, this thing, you made a comment about the doll, and look, it attacked my, I ever had a mess with technology before?
Let me ask you this, because this is off the record right now. I paused the recording for a second. Do you have a major obsession with circuit midgets or midgets in general?
Yeah, it's funny. I think the reason I have that, honest to God, it goes back to Barnum and Bailey. I was drugged when I was a child. All right, this is where my clown fear comes from. I was drugged into a ring. I was like 5 or 6, and the clowns would bring the people, the kids out in the ring, and I wasn't that far into the ring. But what happened is they brought me down and they threw confetti on me and everything else. And tell your damn doll to stop judging me. I'm telling you that anyway. So so that embarrassed the hell out of me. I'm telling you. You think I'm kidding? And that was my fear. It's more of I felt like all eyes were staring on me. Seriously. That's my fear of clowns. It's not like I'm going to kill you type of thing. It's just.
Okay, so wait a minute. Josh.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did we go from circuit midgets and midgets to talking about clowns? Because I was asking you if you had an obsession with midgets.
Remember, I'm taking phentermine for ADD. Well, actually, HDD, hyperactivity disorder. Damn it.
Anyway, I'm going to resume the recording. We're going to resume the recording.
I'm putting my thumb the hell over that damn blonde doll's face so she can't stare at me.
That's pretty funny.
I'm going to come back as a doll. I'll be stuck as Ken. That'll be my luck. and I'll owe Barbie child support for all eternity. That will be my luck. Anyway, I respect you for the dolls. I believe in it 100%. Honest to God. As God goes back to clowns, we were talking about clowns before the broadcast started. There was a clown. It was a smiling clown, triangle eyes, everything. Had a little hat, looked almost like the type you would see something in Shakespeare or something, you know. This thing set it into my bed. Swear to you, I closed the damn closet all the time, and now every morning I get up, that damn bastard be open. Every single morning, just smiling at me. And Trent, you can make fun of me you want, but I swear to God is my witness, when she brought that damn blonde doll up, swear to God, them eyes looked right the hell at me. And that other one, the one directly behind her, looked directly at you over in the picture like this, looking in the damn screen. And I watched that little thing smile when you said, oh, don't do the thing. That first blonde doll smiled at you. I swear to God it did. As God is my witness, I'm telling you, that damn thing smiled. It wasn't like her smile. It's a little, you know, sort of like mischievous, like, ah, sucker. Sort of like that one that pulled the damn joke on me is probably smiling right about the hell now. The hell make me go to the rest of the ball, buddy. Huh?
I've got to hit refresh. I'll be right back.
You got to what? Oh, what did you say? I got to what?
He has to hit refresh.
Oh, refresh. Okay, refresh. Yeah, I'll just honestly, the thing, and I'm being totally serious about, I don't want people think I'm getting a doll for the wrong reason or anything like that. We have issues where Trent and I go places. For some reason, every single time, I piss him off. I'm nice to him. I really am.
Yes, you do piss me off a lot.
Oh, we went to a brothel. EVP, swear to God, I will kill you. Swear. All I said was, did you have any kids before your husband left you? That's all I asked. Do you remember this? I will kill you. Do you remember that getting at the brothel?
Yeah.
I got attacked at St. James, right? Good God. I mean, Shaper, I felt paranoid. I'm telling you, it's like I have this big target on my back. It says, hey, Major Dick, attack. You know, I mean, what the heck? It's like, now I'm getting attacked by short midget dolls. I mean, what the heck? My computer, he's going against me where it hurts, my computer.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's recording or not, because it's not telling me it's recording, which is weird, which is why I'm going to try and refresh again.
It's usually, Trent, when I refresh, I put on deodorant and aftershave. Maybe a little mouthwash, you know. You didn't hear that, did you?
No, I did. That was disgusting. That was disturbing on many levels. Just kidding. I didn't hear it.
Run while you can.
No, but you know what? I think we've been sitting here basically doing an interview for an hour and a half, and this was an extremely interesting interview all around, honestly. I think this was probably a very good first show, and I would like to thank Roxy for taking her time and showing us some of her dolls. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording because I think we're having technical difficulties with the recording thing that's going on. And I hope everybody has a great night, and be safe wherever you are rewatching this. And just remember, stay spooky. There we go. So yeah, this is
Trent, you did wonderful.
I think I did a great job. I honestly think I did a great job.
I do too, but I got to tell you,
pat on the back.
It is. But Roxy, I got to tell you, I'm not kidding you. It was just weird with your doll. I mean, I'm sure he meant no harm in it by any means. He was just playing with me, I'm sure, you know.
Well, that's what they do. They like to play tricks on people.
The thing about the trickster is it was my own fault. All right. What happened? One of his guys got attacked, and it pissed me off because I was like, the hell with you. What the hell you doing attacking my guys? Because I'm president of MPA. And I'm like, the hell, you ain't attacking my guys, I'm a hillbilly. I'm like, the hell, you ain't attacking my guys, So I go in there with, like, when we first went in the door, this should have been my first clue, all right? Swear to God, should have been my first clue, but Captain Clueless, no, can't get it. So there's an obelisk at the door. You remember this, Trent? Where did obelisk?
Yeah.
And I said, are you going to attack him? And honest to God, this little, like, impish, demonic voice comes across this thing and says, yes, who, me? I mean, I can't even mimic the voice. That should have been my first clue. We don't generally do orbs, all right, because we can't prove one way or the other what they are. And they're too open for discussion with skeptics. So we try to base our stuff on that's harder to disprove. However, we had video that when I was sitting in there, they said it looked like an orb waterfall coming off me. Like, I mean, literally just like blasting me. When I came out, what I remember coming out, I remember my wife saying, she was joking with me because I'd been on the Connect all night. And she joked on me and said, it's about time you did something, I don't know, like get off or do something. And I said, you know what? I didn't say F you. I said the actual word, F you and the horse you rode in on. And I was really upset and I got really mad. And then I remember saying something to Jason, cussing him out. I remember them saying, this ain't Jeff. I remember Pete dragging me into this room, putting a holy oil blessing me. I remember going to my bedroom. I don't remember anything in between, nothing at all, anything that happened in between whatsoever. I do remember Trent came down to see me, and right as he was talking to me, there was what sounded like a boot drop, like a boom on a big solid floor. And when it happened, I remember this necklace I had on literally was pulled back like this, like it was trying to be pulled off of me. The reason I'm bringing this up about the trickster, the next morning when we were checking out, I was dreaming that night. I dreamed just the word trickster popped into my head. And I'd never, ever even thought about that, And so I mentioned it to the checkout lady. I said, I think you're a trickster. Oh, yeah, we know. We got about the trickster. Like, don't you think it would have been nice to maybe freaking mention it to us, So give us a hint or something. So, and then it gets really weird because when Trent and I went outside, Trent, out of the corner of his eye, saw a big giant black wolf. And the lady in the morning said, yeah, it's a Native American. That's how it pops up. So that's what I'm wondering. When you said trickster, that's why I don't like the word trickster, because I do not have a good reputation for these things.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a cute dog.
Oh, cutie.
Oh my God.
How are you doing, Michelle?
Hey, I have a quick question. The boy doll, the one that makes that has the voice. Where did you get that doll?
Yes.
Tell it the one that really likes me right now.
Well, I actually have 3 of them. 2 of them I bought from. No, actually, one I got from eBay. The other one I bought from. I bought him off of a friend, and the other one I bought off from another friend. Like Leo, I bought him off of my friend Sherry Shroom, and he's supposed to talk, but I think the batteries are dead. And this other one, I'm not sure if he will talk. I mean, I could check to see if he'll talk, if you want me to real quick.
I want to hear it talk. Maybe
Okay.
it'll say something or have a message for us.
Yeah, so help me God, if this doll says
I
kill
want to
Jeff.
hear it.
Okay. That's great. Let's piss off the dolls too, Trent.
Hear it.
Why not, man? Just piss the dolls off too. Sure, I'm pissing off everything else. I mean,
he's probably gonna say, Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Or it's probably gonna say something like, "Ain't laughing now, are you, pet boy?" About your computer. Like.
Oh, I want to hear this.
What'd you say? You said Timmy's in the well? What? Trent, I swear I'm not trying to scare you. Swear to God. Promise. Is there somebody over your left shoulder? I swear to God. Honest to God, true. Swear to God. Is there somebody over that shoulder? Yes. Something just literally, a shadow literally moved from that way to that way. It was about, looked like about 5'9", 6 foot. It literally moved toward your door. I swear to God. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but it was a black shadow right about the top of where that, a little bit of where whatever's on top of that bookcase. It was almost as tall as that and moved over. Swear, seriously. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here's the doll. Play that doll.
What the? No, hell no.
I want to hear
It's
it.
not. Here, let me see if I could put a new battery in the one that I know for sure works.
No, really. Don't do us any favors. I promise. It's fine.
I want to hear.
God.
I want to see if they have a message.
Yeah. Doesn't she have like a doll? It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something right now that would be more fun. You know, I mean.
I like the creepy ones.
Yeah, Crystal, what? I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. I must love you, Trent, you know. And I got to work 12 hours psych tomorrow. And I got to do it Sunday. Sunday's a Pro Bowl. I don't care.
I can't hear you, Trent.
Is that better? Sorry.
Watching.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm watching behind you now because I swear to you, as God, I'm telling you, I saw it. What the fuck was that?
I'm watching. A pin.
Pardon my, what the hell was that you? What the hell was that to you on this side? What the hell was that? Oh, that's your thing. Don't mess with me, man. Screw you. Jerk.
Oh, here we go.
Stop. Oh my God.
No. No. No.
I do not like those eyes.
No.
What is it saying? I can't hear it.
I smell chicken. Is that what it just said?
I think he's talking about you. You look like you're chicken right now. You're
I don't like that it smells chicken because there ain't no chicken around.
Yeah, there is. You're scared as hell.
Most of it's talking about me.
Yeah, exactly. You're pretty. I'm waiting for you to lay that egg. What did he say?
He said, "Please, can I come along? Come along."
Yeah, Trent loves you. So let me ask you this, okay? Have you ever had one of these dolls that takes the batteries, honestly malfunction, or have you even heard of this, and it honestly say something it wasn't meant to say? I mean, have you ever heard that happening? Like a name or something? Have you ever even heard of that happening?
Actually, I'm not sure if I put it up on my YouTube channel, but I actually had a girl sitting in my lap. We were watching YouTube. We were watching like a song from off of YouTube, and all of a sudden I was starting singing it, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere I start hearing a little girl's voice singing the same song, just out of nowhere, and I'm like, "What just?" I was like, "Did you just say something?"
I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm serious. You're talking, you had a little girl doll, right? You're not talking like a niece or something like that, right?
No, I didn't have nobody here at that time because there's times when I do my videos, everybody's asleep. And then when
you know what our hell will be?
And
It'll be a doll singing "I
And
love
then-
you, you love me," Barney.
Do what?
I said Trent's hell and my hell will be a doll singing the Barney song over and over and over.
Well, I actually have another doll that actually moves and moves its eyes, but it's also one of the creepiest doll I have. One of the creepiest dolls.
How the hell are you not telling me to keep my damn mouth shut, Trent?
It's like painted. It's painted.
I want to see your creepiest doll.
I am going to slap you so hard when I see you, Trent.
She's gonna go get the creepiest doll. Oh, this is gonna be wonderful.
You know, out of millions of people
you know what,
you
Jeff?
interview,
Fuck you, okay? I have a legitimate phobia of dolls, okay? Okay, you have no reason to slap me.
You quit offering to do that. I'm married. We've talked about this before.
I should slap myself because I got myself into this. I'm probably not going to.
You couldn't interview
What the
Bill
fuck
Gates.
is that
What the
shit?
hell? Holy crap. Whoa.
Damn screen.
Oh my fucking god!
I am behind my computer.
And then,
Hi, I'm behind my computer because I don't want to look at the fucking screen.
and this
because that is-
one actually
No,
moves.
holy shit.
I gotta tell you,
That scared me.
suddenly that blonde behind her doesn't look so bad.
I agree with you, Jeff.
Wow!
Suddenly the blonde behind her does not creep me out at all.
fuck, no. Damn it. No.
Oh my god!
No. I'm officially going to have nightmares.
Where the fuck did you get that? Oh no!
No.
See,
No.
now that one,
No.
believe it or not,
No.
Oh.
all kidding aside, that one, maybe you can relay this to her, seriously, and I'm being totally serious. You can relay this to your doll. I think her eyes are gorgeous. I'm not kidding you. I swear to you, I think her eyes are beautiful. I really do.
Jeff, quit hitting on the
I
damn doll, okay?
Thanks.
No, I'm telling you, the eyes are beautiful. I mean, that doll's eyes are gorgeous. They're very pretty.
Oh my god!
That's a pretty doll. Look at these eyes. Come here. Look at these eyes. Come here. Look at this doll's eyes. Come here. Look, isn't that a pretty doll? Look at those eyes. Aren't those eyes pretty? Here's Crystal. For those of y'all who don't know what I am, I like recovering from.
Oh, God, no. No, I don't like that shit. I don't like it when it laughs. No.
Oh
No.
my god!
No.
That one does
No.
not creep me out.
Michelle, you're getting way too much damn entertainment out of this, out of me being freaked out.
I like the eyes. The eyes are pretty. I think maybe because they're blue. I think I like that. I'm not an angel at all. Look at the eyes. Aren't they pretty?
Oh my god!
Crystal thinks they're pretty.
Oh no! Wow!
Wait. Hold on, wait. Y'all can hear me, right? You can hear me, right? Okay,
Yep.
Hold on just a second. Hold on. We've got it. Give me just a
I
second.
don't want to go night-night anymore.
Oh
not-
my
No,
god!
just a second. Wait. Hold on.
I'm not going to sleep at all anymore. Quit telling me to go night-night. I don't want to go night-night.
Here, we have to set the thing. Now look at the doll, man. Now look at the doll. See, it puts the doll in a whole new perspective, man.
Well, I have a creepier than that one, but she's like way up on my
I
bookshelf.
took a picture of all you guys, just saying.
Can you angle the camera to show it?
I can't see it.
I'm
Well, I'm
curious.
gonna tag you guys on Facebook in it. I'm gonna post it on Facebook and I'm gonna tag you guys.
Oh god!
Have you had other people that
Actually, Michelle, you're smiling. The moment that I
am?
captured it, you're smiling. So It actually looks
Really
cute on your end.
small, though.
Jeff, it looks like he has a mugshot going on. And I got a picture of the doll that she was showing.
So no, I was asking you, have you had other people that with that one doll that does eyes? Just, I mean, I literally zeroed in on those eyes. I mean, is it supposed to be like that? I mean, because literally those eyes are just like literally.
Yes, she actually made the eyes like that. She painted the eyes, and a lot of and I have other creepy dolls, and some of them have different eyes. If you want to see some of the other ones, like I have one that actually looks like a vampire doll.
Have you ever seen the YouTube video creepy doll, creepy little doll?
I have made on my YouTube channel. Every time I get a new doll, I do a video of me opening the box of the doll, and there are a lot of creepy dolls that I've done on it.
Music video. If you type in creepy doll, okay, World of Warcraft, it actually has World of Warcraft. I'm a gamer, and it's really cool. It's a cartoon, basically World of Warcraft, but the doll literally. I don't want to give it all away. Let's just say this guy buys a doll, and the doll follows him everywhere through World of Warcraft. He can't get away from it, and it's really good. It's very catchy.
Dogs, zip it.
That was so cool. It's like a dog selling you the breath. That's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
I think it's awesome on your dog, man. Are there any differences between more haunted dolls like porcelain versus plastic versus a different type? I mean, are there any differences in that they prefer porcelain bodies over plastic, whatever?
No, they just take any doll that most of the time the spirit takes a doll that they either, reminds them of them when they were young. Like there's some dolls that looks just like them when they were little. So they pick the doll that looks just like them, or there's times where they pick the doll that they played with, like when they were little. So it reminds them of it. So you just pick any doll.
Dogs go attack Trent. He's got bacon strips in his pocket.
I got my headphones on, punk.
Dogs are psychic. I think it's awesome about the dolls. I really do. And Trent, honestly, you ask very good questions. I think you're going to be really good at this. I really do. I think you're very good.
Thank you.
I really do.
You did awesome. You did awesome.
I have seen this doll lady somewhere else.
Thank you.
Seriously, I've seen you somewhere else, but I don't know where. Not to be nosy, are you around the Michigan area or anything?
Where?
I asked the lady that owns the dolls if she's around Michigan or something. I've seen her somewhere. I don't know if it's been on TV.
Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan. Are you around Michigan?
No, I'm actually in the Tri-Cities, like in Washington State.
Have you been like on TV or anything? I mean, I've seen you somewhere else, and I don't know where.
It's good. I'm not recording anymore.
No, I've never been to anywhere else. I mean, I've been to other places.
No, Brody decided to take a quick piss on the floor.
Well, you have a chair on it, so he can soak into my chair.
No, that wasn't my plan. Yes, Jeff, that's a shadow behind me.
No, I was just looking, dude. So, last question, then I gotta go to bed because I gotta get to bed. But how many dolls do you sleep with at night? Just curious, right? And they get jealous. In other words,
sometimes I don't sleep with a lot of them.
She is the one with
There's maybe when I feel like a spirit wants me to sleep with them, I usually sleep with only one. And then another night, I'll sleep with a different one.
Is that your father? Is that your father, Trent?
No, my mom's boyfriend.
Oh, I'm so sorry that you know Trent, sir. I'll pray for you. Anyway, so hey, he wants you to buy him a doll for his next birthday. So, all right. Well, guys, I got 8 minutes to get sleep, and I got to get up.
Good night, Jeff.
Bye.
It's a pleasure talking.
Nice
to
talking
Night.
to you.
Pleasure. Seriously,
Nice talking
we're
to
going to
you.
hopefully New Mexico Paranormal. Just to put a plug out there. We got some things lined up for next year, this year, coming year. Don't want to give it away, but one of them will be exclusive if things work out with the Bureau of Land Management. We will be the first paranormal team ever to be able to do what we're going to do in New Mexico.
Sounds awesome.
And no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It
very
doesn't
awesome.
involve sheep, so it's
Well,
it's
that's
nothing like that.
bonus. Yuck.
Although we are going to lock Trent in a morgue with dolls and clowns.
Oh, my friend Scott Grunwald just posted on my Facebook. I gotta go see what he had to say. I'm gonna go.
Roxy, it's a pleasure knowing you. Seriously.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all have a great night.
Night, Jeff. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You
All right, buddy.
too.
Bye, guys. I'm out. See you. Bye.
All right. Gonna go ahead and log this stuff off. We're gonna go ahead and cut this off. It was nice to interview you, Roxy.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks. My first one.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.